Arizona football is getting ready for its next season with a new head coach at the helm. The program's winningest coach remains Dick Tomey, who led the team from 1987 to 2000. Before that, he coached at the University of Hawaii and recently authored a book titled Rise of the Rainbow Warriors. He joined us recently to talk about his success there and his take on the future of Arizona football. You define success not so much by the wins. It's almost those relationships that you've built along the way. Arizona is in a unique position right now as it reinvents itself. Mm-hmm. Do you suppose that this program has the capacity to go back to maybe what it was under your leadership?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think there were some fine coaches being considered for the job. And I was very flattered because Dave Hickey came over to my house before he even started the process, and we talked for about 2.5 hours about different candidates.
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here.
I think Kevin Sumlin's a good choice. I would have to admit that he wouldn't have been my choice.
Okay.
But my choice would have been somebody that worked with us.
Okay.
You know, which is natural, and that would always be the case.
There's a comfort level with our players this morning.
But I think he's a really good choice, and I think something happened about the third week, maybe the second week that after he came to Tucson, that to me was brilliant. It wasn't something that he expected to be brilliant, but he was just being himself, and it turned out wonderfully. We had a player on our team back in the early 90s named Warner Smith, who has since passed away and had ALS. We had over 100 players come for that weekend when we were going to honor Warner. And we had a get-together at O'Malley's. And about 10 minutes after I got there, in walks Kevin Sumlin by himself. Now, I don't know many Power 5 coaches that would not come down there with an entourage of people to kind of lead them around and introduce them to people, because he knew no one. I knew him, but not very well. And Kevin came by himself. And I've told him since then that took a lot of confidence, it took a lot of courage. It also took somebody that wanted to reach out to the former players. And I believe that the strength of this program are those guys. I mean, we've got those guys all over coaching, doing a great job.
The community's been, it's been great. Tucson's been great. I can't tell you how many, it's just how many people, the first thing they say is welcome to Tucson. But I know that I'm undefeated right now, so that's probably has a little bit to do with it.
Fair to say Arizona football has a legacy here in this community.
Right.
Do you see it developing under new leadership now with the university president, new athletic director, and new coach?
Well, I think they all have a chance to do something together, and I think Dr. Robbins to me seems like I've not met him, I've not talked to him often. I've met him one time for any length of time at a game, and we went down at halftime where some of our past players were being honored. He was fabulous, and you could just see that he had a special ability to relate, again, to connect with people. And I think he's made some outstanding decisions since he's been in charge. And I think Dave Hickey has shown strong capabilities as well.
Maintaining that balance between academics and athletics. You know, on the way in we were chatting about the money for funding education. Mm-hmm. And I think university athletics are often under the microscope when it comes to how much money we put into these programs. Right. Is that something that's fair to people from the outside to be looking in at?
The players have to be educated, and the program has to value the character with the players. I mean, you have to have strict discipline. You have to have, the guys have to go to class, they have to work hard, they have to produce academically, they have to be the right people. If they get in trouble with the law or they do something that's really dumb out in the community, they need to be penalized for it. Some people need to be dropped from the squad. I mean, I think you have to have that, you have to be willing to do that. And we did that, and you know, I regret a couple of things I did in that area as a young coach, but I think for the most part, we we were very strict with our guys because we knew that the important part of this game and playing this game well was to be highly disciplined.
Khalil Payne's pass complete to number 19, Sean Poindexter.
Building a team is one of the most exciting things in all of coaching, much more so in football than any other sport, because there's more people. There's more people on your staff, there's more people that play the game, and so putting together something special as a coach is very, very exciting, particularly in football.
They're down, Wildcats.